Uh-oh. Business Des is in the building. Today, we talking business. And I wanted to kind of dive into the people who may be interested in starting a business, right? Usually you're working a 9 to 5. You're kind of getting burnt out. This is my story, right? I was working a 9 to 5. I ain't gotten burnt out. I was also in a career where it may be more than a 9 to 5 involved. So there's networking involved. There's all these other pieces that you have to take part in. That's more than just 40 hours a week. So you really, investing your livelihood for a company. And my job was to bring in new clients. So, in one of the toughest environments, Manhattan, New York City. If you make it here, you make it anywhere type of vibe. So I'm out there doing my thing, and you're just not seeing the fruits of your labor. You're working hard for somebody else. I'm missing time doing the things that I want to do. I mean, what if I want to travel somewhere? My son don't live in this state, so you're trying to tell me I gotta be here, I gotta be in a certain location. What if I want to be there? So the lifestyle, right? It just did not. I had to make a change, and so this was the change that I made, and this was back in September 2017. And I'm full time, baby. I'm full time living this life. No 9 to 5. I ain't had no W-2s in a long time. But I wanted to put together a list, a top 10, not a top 10, like just 10 things. I just jotted them down right before I did the video. I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, I did it. I just jotted them down right before the video. 10 things that I think you should think about as you're trying to transition from career to entrepreneur. Now, I have been doing some, I don't want to call them mentoring meetings, but I definitely have been doing some meetings where I talk to people all the time who are really looking to transition into this lifestyle. And it really is that. You have to stop looking at it. It really is a lifestyle, what you're doing, right? I don't work for somebody else anymore. I work with people. I don't work for people. I work with people. That's the major difference. All right. So, number one, I think was most important for me was to have money saved, because I wanted to do a business in an industry that I was currently working in. And listen, you're not going to be flawed, right? It's just not going to be sustainable to try to finagle your way. Now, you could start another business, which I probably should have done, and I could have been doing that, simultaneously. And that's kind of the route that I would suggest, if at all possible, don't do something that's in your 9 to 5. Don't do something that would kind of overstep the boundaries of what you're doing in your 9 to 5. Ideally, you want to be able to do both of them until you feel comfortable. And really, that first step to comfortability, geez, first step to comfortability is money saved, right? So have money saved. Number one, have money saved and start acting like you're not getting paid. So 3 months, 6 months, just start collecting that thing. Put it to the side completely. Don't touch it. Nothing, none of it. Build you up a little. I'd say personally, now that I'm thinking about it, like 6 months. But sometimes the idea can't wait. So I understand that too. So if the idea is hot and you got to make moves, you got to make moves. If at all possible, though, and again, this doesn't apply if you're keeping your job, but it does, because you at some point the goal really is to transition. I would hate for somebody, well, no, that's not true. You know, I mean, if you want to just put a little money on the side, multiple streams of income, that's fine. But this is for the people that want to go full time in lifestyle. You know, you do what you want, when you want, how you want. You dictate who you work with, when you work with them, how. All these things are negotiated. All these things are agreed upon by both parties. You know, so when you want to live that kind of mindset and lifestyle, this is what I'm talking about. So you want to have that money saved. You want to have that moolah saved because you don't know how long it's going to take to start generating revenue. You know, you might have an idea, but listen, you might have to go to the lawyer and get that money, right? You know, even businesses don't pay. I'm just saying, it happens. So you want to have some money set aside to kind of not even think about it being about money. You want to think about growing your business however it's best, not necessarily think about it from a money perspective. And you might not want to be the guy that has to sell a part of his business early at the idea stage. You want to keep as much as all possible to yourself. This is listen, we want to make money too. Lots of money. So that was the first one. Number 2, work on speaking about your potential business. Try explaining it to people. I think that one's really crucial. It's kind of a real world exercise in, do you really know what you're gonna do? Do you really know? Do you really have a concrete idea of how you're going to execute? You know, don't just be open to just saying what you do either. Be willing to accept questions and be confident that you can answer any question because this is your thing. You know, this is your thing. And if you don't know the question, write that down. Okay, I need to figure that out. How am I going to, if my business is based on product, how do I get the product? And then once you finish that, you know, you might tell somebody, oh yeah, it's based on product. And then the next question, another person might ask you is, that's interesting. How long does it take you to get product? You're like, I ain't thinking about that. It's a little time, right? Yeah, it is a little time. You know, I can't just do Prime all the time. Oh, where am I even getting it from? Good point. Write that down. Next time you get it, boom, 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 boom. They might ask you, who's handling your logistics? It's a good question. It's a good question. Write that down. You know, so again, you just want to be in these conversations where people are testing your idea. And let them go for it. Let them try to take your joint down. Like, if your joint is gonna crash off of a conversation, it's definitely not gonna last in the real world. So you gotta be willing to put your baby to the test. Like, if you got a boxer and you know that he's nice, you taking him in everywhere. Like, yo, I got my guy and I got 5,000 on him. All right, now, so that's number 2. You know, work on speaking about your potential business. Try explaining it to people. It will be a great tool in really developing a tangible idea of what you want to do. It's not just up here, then it starts coming down here and it starts coming out into the real world. Number 3, research what you want to do. Understand the industry, the people who have succeeded in this space, the jargon. Essentially, you want to live in that space. And I think this is really when you've decided, okay, this is what I want to do. Now start putting the time into it, right? They say it takes 10,000 hours to master something. But you don't spend those 10,000 hours doing the same thing, right? There's a ton of different levels to it. Learn every single thing that you can about the industry. If you're a lady and you're doing, I know this is a bros channel, so I was going to give y'all a ladies example for the ladies. Y'all watch me too. I love y'all. Ladies example, if you're doing hair, if you want to, you know, if you got like a hair, like a, what do you call that? A beauty supply store, you know, you want to start looking at all of the jargon from getting supplies to lead times to store placement to what's going on in the industry, who's hot, what new products there are, how are people marketing, the new up and coming big dogs in the game, how are they doing it? You want to just like go in and take all the secret sauce notes, right? So you've already developed something in your head. Now it's time to steal something, right? There's blueprints all over the place for a lot of things, and if it's not what you want to do, you can tweak a blueprint, right? You can just a little bit, tweak it just a little bit to get exactly what you need. But there's so much information. Some things will spark something in you, that you wasn't even thinking about. So again, look at the people who are doing it big in that space. Look at the people who made it and then crashed. Look at all those kinds of things. And really then start to add that to your mix. And then you in there just whipping them yams. You in there whipping them yams. You know what I'm saying? You think that crack rock cook up, what you cooking up right now? You done poured some baking soda in that thing, right? Right. So you starting to cook. You still stirring. You ain't cooking yet. You ain't even turned the heat on yet. So you still stirring, right? Number 4, leverage existing skills in an online marketplace to get the entrepreneur mindset. Now, this one's an interesting one because this can really be the whole business plan itself. This could be your whole business itself, right? But I personally work with a company called Upwork. I'm going to do some videos on them. Great company for anybody that's an entrepreneur, that has corporate skills, that has business skills, that have sales, marketing, accounting, any of that kind of stuff that a company might need, an up-and-coming company might need, then you want to go there. If you have skills that a consumer, a person might want, graphic design for website, for their personal, all that kind of stuff for like people, you want to go on a Fiverr type of website. But you want to get on one of these, right? And just do a couple projects. The reason I say that is multifold. Lilu Dallas multipass. The reason I say that is because 1, you can get you some generated income on that 1099 kind of mindset. 2, you can start to really streamline the business process as far as finding clients, getting clients, doing the work, getting paid. You can simplify everything down to just one quick thing to get your taste. They say you need a taste of something. Ooh, that tastes good. You want more of it. 3, there's no barrier to entry. I'm not asking you to do an LLC. I'm not asking you to do none of that. Right? This is just some extra income. 4, and most importantly, it's going to give you that boss mindset, right? Because you're going to end up having to negotiate on every project. And you're not an employee on any of these projects. And I think that's the key, is that even if you didn't have that entrepreneur mindset, even on a very, very small project of just somebody saying, hey, I need you to fill out this Excel document with something I found on a website. Next question is, you might ask, what is your availability? He's already working around your schedule. It's just these kinds of things that I really want you to internalize, as far as this is a lifestyle. This is a mindset that I want you at the end of these 10 steps to have before you dive in. because then you'll hold yourself even more accountable, understanding that this is your business. It's only going to go as far as you go. And so you got to be passionate. You got to be knowledgeable. You have to have all of it. You might not have to use all of it, but you want the bat belt. Like, you want to be able to pull whatever you need to pull out, including that bat banger. All right. I'm bugging. Next. So again, if you want that little jolt of, okay, I'm ready to boss up, get that. Once you jump into that kind of marketplace, you don't even have to have done anything. But once you into that kind of spirit where, like, listen, I'm ready to do something right now, I want you to visualize. Like, once you've got all that energy built up in you and you are vibrating in that space where you think you want to be at, I'm talking about that entrepreneur vibration. Like, we vibrate different. You know how to vibrate go. That's for the ladies now. I gave y'all some. Y'all was I'm trying to cater to both sides. It's a different vibration. Whatever. I ain't cutting either. I'm not cutting it. It's definite different vibrations. So you want to visualize your business, visualize your schedule, visualize your lifestyle, visualize your daily activities, your goals, and don't just, write them down when you come out that visual. You know what I'm saying? When you come out, you got to take them notes. Like, okay, this was, but I keep hitting the light. Okay. Yeah, I keep hitting the light. My bad. And I'm not cutting that out either. One take, Timmy, man. Listen, we just going through it. The brain flow is the brain flow. That means if you're still here with me, we still good. Visualize your business. You really want to have. It's one thing to know it. It's another thing to see it, right? You might know what you want to do, but it's another thing to almost live it. Like, close your eyes and say, when I get up, am I going to work? Am I sitting down at the table relaxing? Was there an alarm clock that woke me up, or did I wake up on my own? Am I in a rush? What does it feel like? All those things. Go through your day as if you had this business. What would that business look like in its ideal state? What would you do? How would it run? How much money would be coming into it? Jot all those things down. Those are the things that are going to motivate you. That's going to be that image that's going to be in the top, right there up in their head every time. Like, yeah, that's what I'm going for. That's what I'm going for. When I close my eyes, I can see it. That's what you want. So you done did that, right? We on the back half now. Number 6. So again, that was number 5. Visualize your business, schedule, lifestyle, daily activities, goals, all that, and jot them down. While we're talking about the jotting down, this is number 6. You want to write down all the steps to accomplish these goals, right? So you've written down what the goals are, how much you made, whatever. Let's write down what it's going to take to get to that. Or how do you visualize yourself getting to that? What would those steps be? Do these I like to call them thought challenges, thought process challenge, assessments with yourself on your idea. But really sit down and work it out, like in your head mentally. Because if you don't get it, nobody else is going to get it. This is your tree. You're the fruit. You got to tell them it tastes good. So yeah, write down the steps to accomplish your goal. Like, How do you think you're going to accomplish that? What is the, first we visualize the end, and now we visualizing the steps towards that end. Two separate things, though. I don't want it to be at the same time. I want you to visualize the end first, because that's what's going to keep you motivated. When you realize that those initial steps is trash, and they're long, they could be long, like a year's time. You can go, as you're still growing, 2 years, 3 years, but you'll get there. Next, so that was that. That was number 6. Number 7, have a plan in place and the ball rolling before you jump ship. So these are for my people who are, again, working at 9 to 5. Before you leave that 9 to 5, like, don't just quit, man. Before you leave that 9 to 5, have all of this stuff worked out. There's a couple extra steps, right? And maybe this probably could have been deeper into it. But the key is you do not want to go out there blind. There's no reason to. There is no reason to. There is no gains by giving away free money. If you was going to work an extra 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if you ain't got it yet, and this ain't the kind of thing where you want to have your back against the wall, like, oh, let me quit to put my back against the wall and say I got to do that. I know I understand that. But looking back on it, would I give that as advice? No. Because you don't want that to be the motivation. I'd rather positive motivation than negative motivation. I'd rather the motivation be that I want better for myself. This dream that I see, I know how to accomplish it. It's just about doing it. Versus, I'm going to quit so that, listen, hey, I got to go hard. There are bumps and bruises along the way. Like, you ask any businessman, they'll tell you, like, I took some L's. You take L's. It just happens. And you're probably going to take the L's earlier than you do later, because once you later, then you're in big boss mode, and then you delivering L's. So let's keep the numbers rolling. We at a minute. Okay, it's not too long of a video. We at 22. So have the plan in place, right? And most of this is going to be really about, the next 2 is kind of building off that, having the plan in place. Of course, my iPad just died with the notes on it. But I think I understand. I think I know the first one, and I just plugged it in. The first one was, you want to get you a tax advisor, lawyer type, to really advise you on the legal aspects of your business, or the options. Like, you give them your idea, you say, can we do this? What will I need to do? What are the options there? You'll start to learn about what type of businesses, options that are available, LLC, what different types of LLCs, S corps, etc. How you want to assemble your business financially, according to the government, according to state, local, all those kinds of things. Will there be any licenses that you need? All of those things you want to kind of get an understanding of at this point. You're locked in now. So it's okay to spend money on services like a consultant, like an advisor. At this point, you ready to go. We at step 8. You know what I'm saying? You almost quit your job just now to do the joint. Like, I just had to talk you off that ledge. So you ready. I'm like holding you back with the dog chain. Like, yo, I got a pit bull right here. He bites you. So I got that going, right? We got to consult with a financial. So that's number 8. Consult with some type of advisor. It depends on the industry, but you would have did your research and you would have found out what your industry needs as far as the consultation. Number 9, and this is a build off of, so once you've gotten the options, right, you want to make that determination on what you are doing, because that will dictate the next couple of steps that you will need to, that will be required. So for example, if you're going with a sole proprietorship, which is essentially is no kind of liability barrier. This is just you, regular, don't have to do anything different on your taxes. Not even a business, it's kind of just you out there doing work. It's possible, people do it, versus an S corporation where you're essentially paying yourself a salary. W-2s come out, give yourself healthcare benefits, all that. So you have, it's options there, but you need to make that determination. Make that determination, lock in, and then do the necessary paperwork and the steps required to get yourself set up, right? Once that happens, then we're at step number 10, which is simply do not hesitate. Just go, go, go. You push that domino and you just let the chips fall where they may. It's not the chips now, it's the domino. You let the dominoes fall where they may, okay? You just let it happen. You just take that leap of faith and you jump off, right? And you know you're going to hit that water soon and you're going to be splashy. You don't know when it's going to come. It's going to be a little scary. But when you hit that water, you're going to be ready to go. So that's really the 10 things. Right? That last one is just about not hesitating. You've done the steps. You've invested some money now at this point. You got to go. You got to go. It was made for you. So now that was it. I'm going to refine it maybe in the future. And again, I'm still learning. This is no de facto way you got to do it. This is just me talking. It's just me making content. You know what I'm saying? So I hope y'all enjoyed. This was my 10 steps or 10 things to consider when jumping into entrepreneurship. I like that. This is Business Des. I know you guys, you see the Lakers game. I just finished the Lakers game. We won, in case y'all was wondering. And yeah, I'm out. I'll holla at y'all. Business Des, he getting to them bags, baby. And you can too. And you will too. If you rock with your boy.